1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome everyone to the morning announcements. I'ma say my name so you can pronounce it. Bomani Armh. Shout out to early risers, I see who you are. My morning ritual, thanks for having me over. Start with audio visual doses and Kofa. My favorite occasions a few moons away. 247 rotations to Watermelon Day. If you're with me this morning, I hope that you're with it. 2 things that I want and 3 ways to get it. Black solidarity, African independence. Honor the ancestors, prepare descendants. 3rd thing you gotta do is love right now. I mean that in every sense and every way you know how. Now throw them up and say what should increase on 1, 2, 3. Peace.
All right, let's do the mic check.
2, 1, 2, mic check. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the morning announcements with Bomani Armh on Wednesday, November 30th, 2022. I am Bomani Armh, and we are 248 days away from Watermelon Day at Sankofa. Let's start our morning with today's anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, written by Rosamond Johnson and James Weldon Johnson, performed by yours truly. Here we go. Friends, that was the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing by Rosamond Johnson and James Weldon Johnson. I've been playing this song every morning for about 4 months now. I figured I could take some time and tell a little bit of their story. So this is what I've looked up recently, researching them. Rosamond Johnson was born on August 11th, 1873, the son of Helen Louise Dillett, a native of Nassau, Bahamas, and James Johnson. His maternal great-grandmother, Hester Argo, had escaped from Santo Domingo, now Haiti, during the revolutionary upheaval in 1802, along with her 3 young children, including Johnson's grandfather, Stephen Dillett, 1797 to 1880. Although originally headed to Cuba, their boat was intercepted by privateers and they were brought to Nassau, Bahamas instead. They were permanently settled. In 1933, Stephen Dillett was the first man of color to win election at the Bahamian legislature. I did not know this. I love researching people's stories. I'm realizing doing this project every morning is intimately introducing me to a lot of people's stories I did not know. Thank y'all once again for joining me for the morning announcements. As you may not know, I play the Black National Anthem every morning, trying to set the energy for the morning announcements. I'm also preparing to add this to my set as I do this show at the Public Playhouse on February 5th, called the Frederick Douglass Writing Club, Writing for Freedom since 1838. This is the second in my series of shows for young writers. My first show was for kindergartners through 2nd graders. This one's for 3rd graders and up. I've got videos, I've got rapping, I've got a lot of things going on. I want to start it off by playing the Black National Anthem. So thank y'all very much for being my audience in the morning as I'm working through that and getting better and better at it, practicing like I tell my students to do all the time, which is the theme of my new album. Ooh, shameless self-plug, Baba Bomani's Beatbox Basement. Make sure you go check that out. Thank you for tuning in here at the morning announcements. I am stepping up my game here. We've been doing this for almost 4 months. If you like what I do here, please support. There's one way you can do it. You can go to my website and get the morning announcements mug. It says our motto: honor the ancestors, prepare the descendants, love right now. You can check this out at my website, notarapper.com or bomaniarmh.com. I really appreciate the support. I got mine on the way now. I'm figuring out this whole dropship game, and thank y'all very much. Thank you very much, Everett, for purchasing your ZYX shirt. We're getting that to you immediately. I appreciate that. All right, friends. So the next thing we do every morning is we pour our libation. We remember an ancestor. Today's ancestor we are going to remember is Shirley Anita Chisholm. All right, Shirley Chisholm. November 30th, 1924 to January 1st, 2005, an American politician who in 1968 became the first Black woman elected to the United States Congress. Chisholm represented New York's 12th congressional district, a district centered on Bedford-Stuyvesant, for 7 terms from 1969 to 1983. In 1972, she became the first Black candidate for a major party nomination for President of the United States and the first woman to run for Democratic Party nomination. She started working in early childhood education and became involved in local Democratic Party politics in the 1950s. In 1964, overcoming some resistance because she was a woman, she was elected to the New York State Assembly. 4 years later, she was elected to Congress, where she led the expansion of food and nutrition programs for the poor and rose to party leadership. In 2015, Chisholm was posthumously awarded the Presidential Honor Medal of Freedom. All right, let's get into this Shirley Chisholm quote. In the end, anti-Black, anti-female, and all forms of discrimination are equivalent to the same thing: anti-humanism. Shirley Chisholm. Thank you, Sister Shirley, for those words of wisdom. All forms of discrimination are equal to being anti-human. The older I get, the more I realize that our purpose is to enjoy and perpetuate life. Excuse me. There is no reason why we can't all do that at the same time. To give people space and opportunity to be human in the way that they naturally are and accept them as a vital part of this organism that makes up humanity. Shirley Chisholm had the unenviable job of fighting against anti-Blackness and anti-femaleness and came to the conclusion that they were in essence the same thing. Thanks for this reminder. Let's pour libation for Shirley Chisholm. We never forget, so never fear. For homies who ain't here, we pouring out a beer. Because of you, it'll never be the same. We keep saying your name while we pour champagne. For the mothers and the father figures, your flames still flickers. We pouring out some liquor. We're the sons and the daughters of heroes and martyrs. Honor you by pouring out some waters. Friends, today's libation was for Miss Shirley Chisholm. All right, friends. So I know this is the week everybody starts their holiday shopping. I would love to make sure that the Watermelon Man merch is available and part of your purchases. Like I just said, my man Everett just bought one of my ZYX shirts. I'm gonna highlight those tomorrow. My watermelon flag apparel is available. Go to the website bomaniarmh.com or notarapper.com. Definitely check it out. Support the art that supports you. Show your red, black, and green. The Watermelon Man. I got my my alpha version on here. I got a newer version of this shirt that I'm selling now. So definitely check it out at the website. All right, friends, here's what I want to do. So I'm actually going to get into a huge series starting next week. I'm going into each of the days of Kwanzaa. But I want to start it off by just talking about Kwanzaa in general, especially just the question, why Kwanzaa? I've been doing research as I've been preparing to get heavily involved in Kwanzaa this year. The first question, like I said, for everyone is why Kwanzaa? I didn't grow up celebrating Kwanzaa. I started celebrating Kwanzaa maybe in the last 15 years as I started trying to be more practical with my Pan-Africanism. The people that I were meeting were not all, but many of them were heavily into this idea. And despite whatever controversy there is, either about the founder, which I plan on getting into, or with the idea of competing with Christianity and Christmas, I plan on getting into that. The main thing I want to make sure we understand is how much as humans, not even just as Black people, I think it's specifically at a higher level, maybe for Black people because of how we've experienced society, but as humans, we are a rhythm people. We love rhythms. We love things that come around and make sense to us and we know where they are. It makes our brains release chemicals that make us happy. And so we need to take advantage of that rhythm. We are the animal that most specifically mapped out the sun and how it goes around and understood the rhythm. And so celebrating holidays is about getting the rhythm together as a people. I want to play this piece. If you're a friend of mine, if you're a fan of mine, you probably already heard it. I'm experimenting with how to make sure I play this online. This is just a rough version of the video, but I wanted to end with playing this video. And this is my video. This is my rough draft, just recorded last night, version of my video for Umoja. Here we go. When it's Kwanzaa time, this is how we get down. A quick lesson from the Godfather, James Brown. To be a funky band, this is how it's done. Think of every instrument just like a drum. Like a drum, that's how it's done. Every instrument is a drum. The beat's got to come back to where it came from. So no matter what you play, you land on the one. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A funky phenomenon that's real simple. We meet on the one to set the tempo. Each drum plays its own rhythm and its own tone. But no matter what we play, we find our way home to the one. That means it's syncopated. We stay on the same because the one's anticipated. Latin word for one is uni, root word for unity. Adcom, Latin for together, you have community. Umoja is unity. In Swahili, root word moja or one. What we're saying really is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Find your groove where you begun, so come back to the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Every trip around the sun, we come back to the 1. December 26th, before the year is done, we celebrate Kwanzaa and the family comes. Funky syncopation of a black nation like a drum. It's Umoja, we land on the 1. December 26th, before the year is done, we celebrate Kwanzaa and the family comes. Funky syncopation of a black nation like a drum. It's Umoja, we land on the 1. Our power's momentous, we have consensus. Let's be, we can't afford not to be on one accord. Let's be, what up, kid? You locked down doing a bid. Love is now we're talking Umoja. Let's be, we're community and family. We are contributions to black institutions. All our 365 days, we're Beverly amazed. We are, no matter what they say, we are. December 26th, before the year is done, we celebrate Kwanzaa and the family comes. Funky syncopation of a black nation like a drum. It's Umoja, we land on the 1. December 26th, before the year is done, we celebrate Kwanzaa and the family comes. Funky syncopation of a black nation like a drum. It's Umoja, we land on the 1. No matter what they tried, we remain unified as it's the place to be in true harmony. As take what's ours, fight the power, public enemy number. They fear the black planet because we are. Principles make us invincible when applied as bond like cement to what we touch an agreement as. We can't lose, nation under a groove is. That's what George Clinton said. We are. December 26th, before the year is done, we celebrate Kwanzaa and the family comes. Funky syncopation of a black nation like a drum. It's Umoja, we land on the 1. December 26th, before the year is done, we celebrate Kwanzaa and the family comes. Funky syncopation of a black nation like a drum. It's Umoja, we land on the 1. Why we really say it in Swahili to be with the diaspora, that's why it is spectacular. But we unify you and I-T-Y as the T for talking Umoja. Let's be when it bumps in your trunk. Remember the funk is about the if we resist, 5 fingers make a fist. We are say it loud, black and proud. James put it on the JB's with Umoja. Let's be December 26th, before the year is done, we celebrate Kwanzaa and the family comes. Funky syncopation of a black nation like a drum. It's Umoja, we land on the 1. December 26th, before the year is done, we celebrate Kwanzaa and the family comes. Funky syncopation of a black nation like a drum. It's Umoja, we land on the 1. Farmers put your green thumb, plant your foot on the athletes on the run, sweat it out on the find your groove where you begun, so come back to the cause that's Umoja. We are writers where your story spun, bring it back to the business making those funds, make sure you spend it on the every trip around the sun, we come back to the cause that's Umoja. December 26th, before the year is done, we celebrate Kwanzaa and the family comes. Funky syncopation of a black nation like a drum. It's Umoja, we land on the 1. December 26th, before the year is done, we celebrate Kwanzaa and the family comes. Funky syncopation of a black nation like a drum. It's Umoja, we land on the 1. 1, 2, mic check. Friends, that was Umoja off the album Bomani Armh is the Watermelon Man. Like I said, I'm getting y'all prepared for Kwanzaa. I love these opportunities to have holidays come back around and we refocus as a people. I'm using this program every morning to help me focus and get my day started, and making sure that I'm doing these 3 things that I'm going to say before we end. These are the 3 things I want you to do today. Honor the ancestors, prepare the descendants, love right now. Friends, when I count to 3, everybody say peace. Throw up the deuces. I'll see y'all soon. 1, 2, 3. Peace.